What's going on, peeps? Episode 15. I didn't even know I'd be able to get this far, but having some fun with it. Usually have a good group of guys in the chat to kind of keep it lively. One thing that I want to do, and I've already started doing it with a couple of the episodes, is just name them so I can kind of differentiate them and know like where I was at. So like today, neighbor's gift. I tweeted out and let you guys know that my neighbor hit me up with like a little bit of bud. So I'm like, you know what? Well, not a little bit. It was a good amount, but still wet, a little bit wet. So I'm gonna have to dry it a little bit. I did still hit it. It was good. Um, Clearly baked, so it definitely did the job. But I'd like to see it dried out a little bit more and then try it like that. But yeah, it was good. Can't complain. So shout out to my neighbor. He's more of a alcoholic type of guy too, right? Like not alcoholic per se. Like he holds down a job, and he's a legit dude. But he likes to drink when he plays. He likes to drink. When he works hard. Um, and yeah, so it kind of surprised me. He told me one time that he doesn't burn that much. Like his last experience was on like edibles or something, and he just tripped the fuck out. Um, and Yeah, so it was a surprise to kind of see him hit me up with some butt like that. Super thankful. Can't complain. I mean, it's good to have neighbors like that. Um, yeah, it's dope. So I got a fuck ton of streams still to do. I got 9 a.m. So about 8.5 hours from now, I gotta get back into this chair, and we're gonna be doing the live weigh-in streams. So they're on the East Coast this weekend, which means weigh-ins are 9 a.m. Eastern. Whenever they're in Vegas, it's 12 p.m. Eastern because it's 9 a.m. over there. So I'm not sure how many of my West Coasters are actually going to be tuning in to watch live weigh-ins with me in the morning. But still, it's something that I've committed to do, and it's my full-time thing. So I gotta deliver, and I don't mind. I have fun, man. The same guys that show up here on a week-to-week basis, I'm truly thankful for them. And then on a week-to-week basis, we keep adding more people to this community that we've created. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving all the things that are coming out of the MMA Lock of the Night brand for me. I mean, like first and foremost, I just started checking on Bet MMA tips, and eventually thought that I'd be able to start charging people for it because I'd go on. Like initially when I started, I'm like, okay, I need to hit 10 winning events in a row, and then I'll start charging. And then I don't know what made me switch, but I ended up going down to 3 now, since 3 is still, you know, still commendable by using the lock of the night method. And yeah, it literally just started off with that, and then I started doing the podcast. Eventually saw that the YouTube market was growing, so I gotta fucking capitalize on that. Built a good community and a lot of people that are down to support me, like my guy Nick West here, shooting over the $20 donor. I appreciate you saying Lock pre going for 10. We are going for 10 this weekend. So hopefully that play comes through for us and we can break my record for most winning events in a row. Yeah, this Locky late night thing is pretty dope. I think I'll have to eventually, when I do my merch again, I'll have to come out with a Locky late night like sweater or something. Maybe I'll get like that sign on the sweater with like the super dimmed lights like that, so it's representative of this current state. I'm sure some of you guys would be down for that, but just regular merch. I need to get hats. Since you guys are chilling with me right now, I'll let you guys know what my idea is, but I want to get that lock sign, this one on my right side right here. I want to get that on a hat um, with MMA LOTN on the side of it. That's one idea I have. And then I got one more in mind, but I need to put pen to paper first before I can come out with it. And Danny Legs saying Lucky late night with the bud design. Yeah, that'll be dope. That's a jokes one. I like it. Maybe I'll do a 420 special next year with that. I like that idea. Your check will be in the mail. Danny Legs. You just wait. But yeah, a lot of people have been hitting me up and they're like, "Yo, where's your merch?" And I'm kind of surprised, but like, I think the last time I made merch, I was at half the followers that I'm currently at, and that was like August, September-ish of last year. So what is that? 7-ish months ago. So the amount of progress that I've made, amount of ground that I've covered in that amount of time, now it's kind of starting to make sense as to why people want merch. I got it. So my stepmom runs like a crafting company, and she's the one that's been making my like lock of the night stuff up until this point. Um, I got to work something out with her so that we can start selling stuff through our website. If you guys need customized stuff and you guys live in Canada, you guys can hit me up, and I'll put you guys in touch. Very good stuff. So yeah, sooner or later um, sooner or later I'm gonna be going out there and putting pen to paper with merch because people want it. So I'll fucking put it out there. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. You can see what's going on. Don't really want to talk fights again. I talk fights all week, but if that's what it comes down to, I don't really give a fuck. Aiden Lubin in the chat saying King. That's my guy right there. Pete G, what's going on, brother? Tim Triano, always in the chat. Love it. Pete G saying it's a bit trickier where I am to smoke. Yeah. Thank God for Canada. Matt Hudson saying shout out to Locke's neighbor. Yeah, absolutely. Love you. Look at that. Merch, more merch. I didn't see this message when I was talking about merch initially. Alfred merch. Alfred merch would be dope. Like imagine it's just a picture of him with like a chain around his neck with the Lock logo. Come on. And maybe some sunglasses on him. Tell me that's not a dope idea. I'm sure people would buy that. I gotta start pushing him on my social media a little bit more. Then it will catch a little bit more steam. But yeah, I like it. Tio took it. What's up? I had a bad day in NBA, MLB. Oh fuck, let's get this money this Saturday. Yes, sir. Yeah, I try not to dabble too much in other sports now. I'm trying to be very disciplined with my bankroll. Um, with that said, when I do tell somebody, it's more than often my guy Testudo on Twitter. Where is he? He usually drops some like obscure Australian soccer league bet, like just random shit. But his hit percentage is pretty fucking good. I don't know his like actual record, but he does pretty well. Well, like obviously don't follow every single pick, but every now and then if you want to throw a punt out there, I do like telling my guy at Testudo 1111. That's my guy right there. The Baron is his username right now. Evo Steph is asking how you holding up with this workload. It's going. You know, the thing that really fucked me up was Bellator. You know, having Bellator have 3 back-to-back events with UFC events those weekends as well. That really fucked me up in terms of the amount of content I do and how up to date I want to feel. But tomorrow I'm going to be able to start digging into next week's card, the Prohaska and Reyes card. And I hope to have that podcast done by Monday, and then obviously Tuesday do the podcast live. But I feel like in the next 2 weeks or so, I should start getting ahead of my schedule, and that's kind of what I want to do. I'm still doing the tape index updates. That's another thing that I get on top of. Um, so there's a lot on the workload, but now that I have, you know, a legitimate 40 hours a week extra to myself to do it, I'm doing it. And it's fun. I can't be mad, man. I'm super thankful where I'm at. Super, super thankful. Like, God, it's crazy, but got to keep killing it. You know what I mean? This is a great milestone, but I want to continue to grow. I want to take this to another level. I'll give you guys a little bit of what I want to do, just like a soft plan that I have. Like I eventually want to build my bankroll and build enough funds that I can eventually get into real estate. Like I just want to pay somebody to look after property for me, and I see a paycheck at the end of every month. I know it's not that easy, and you got to find the right people to do it. but that's my goal. That's my long-term get rich goal. So I can enjoy the luxuries of life. You know what I mean? Traveling without having to worry about shit and, have that passive income. And I feel as though a person in my position, the best way to do that is get into real estate somehow. So just build a capital and then put it towards it. So that's my long-term goal. But I will never stop this lock of the night stuff. Maybe at some point, depending on how far I can take this ship, I might slow down a little bit on the amount of content I put out, but I will always do content no matter what. But for now, gotta grow, gotta kill it, and it's working out. Like Patreon's been fucking booming, guys. Like in this last month alone. Obviously, it has to do with the run that I'm currently on, and I hope I can sustain it, which I know I will. But let me give you guys a quick insight. In April alone, since April 1st, I've gained 106 patrons for a total of 329. Now, when somebody deletes or cancels their Patreon subscription, it doesn't immediately show on the Patreon page. For some reason, Patreon waits either to the first or the second of every month to do their addition and subtraction. So if somebody new joins your Patreon, your number goes up. But if somebody deletes your Patreon, they're still an active subscriber until the first of the following month. So that number doesn't go down. With that said, I'm pretty certain, let me just take a quick look. I'm pretty certain there's not one person that's canceled this month. I could be wrong. Okay, I lied. I had 8 people. So if you take 8 and minus it by, what is it, the 106 that I have? Or 106 new ones that I got, that's still 98 new patrons. So like things are really picking up, and Patreon, YouTube revenue, all this shit. I'm glad that I've set myself up to this point. I know I just went on a crazy tangent right there, but this is what this episode is for. This is what this show is for. Go on tangents. I don't give a fuck. Once again, shout out to my guy Nick West letting me know that it's Lockpreets going for 10 straight. Appreciate the donut, my guy. PG, have a 12 leg parlay. I'm eyeing for my free bets, 66-1. I always like me some long odds, but let's see what it is. Daddy Legs in the chat. Nick West is saying outfit on the t-shirt, wearing shades and a huge gold lock chain. There you go. I am not sure if you said that before or after I came up with that on my own. But shout out Nick West. Me and you are one and the same if that's what happened. Tim Shiano signed up for lock hat for my nut. Okay, cool. I'm a little too big for that. What is it or whatever? Yeah, name's John. I like it. Rose. Sorry, this is Nicholas Schoenberner. Rose Val Marty. I disagree on the rose. PG saying I buy fake beard merch. What's good, Sonny G? Rami, what's up, Lock? I love your grind. Spend your free time with us. Hell yeah, dude. I am gonna go to sleep soon though. Like this stream probably won't be longer than half an hour since I gotta do the stream in the morning at 9 a.m. and I got a long day after that, so I'll probably do half an hour with you guys. Evo stuff is saying at first merch is the way, brother. How many people truly know about Alfred though, right? I gotta start pushing him a little bit more. Vinny GX saying came back on here. This Sonny G, what's going on, dude? Danny Legs, definitely gonna have a long shot parlay if I'm going to Jack's. Oh, you're going to the fights, eh? Yeah, you're not too far from it, eh? That's dope. Matt Hudson, if you did Brown Gerald, what else would you want to talk about? I wouldn't want to set myself into a box to be like, okay, I only cover MMA over here, and then I only cover NBA or whatever the fuck on the other one. Just want to free flow and talk random shit. You know what I mean? Trying to connect with you guys. I don't just want to be that predictor, fucking spewing fights every week. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. Clearly, there's enough of a demand for it to me be like, all right, I like doing Lucky late nights. Rami is saying Lucky Night is by far one of the fastest growing MMA prediction channels to ever exist. I thank you for that, brother. I gotta give a quick shout out though. You know what I mean? Like the people that have been hopping over from odds, um, the new shows that I added to my channel. Cody, obviously a big part of that, helping, my brand and coming onto my channel regularly. And then obviously the guests that I've been having for the Ultimate Weigh-In Show, which is just crazy, just absolutely insane. There's no way I'd be able to do a solo show at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday and draw those types of numbers. So it's thanks to everybody that's been coming out to the show. And this tomorrow night is no different. You guys are getting Cody again. You guys are getting Dan Levy from Half the Battle, aka Best Fight Picks, and then Brad Apley from Daily Fat MMA. It's gonna be a banger, man. So fucking dope. So I really gotta give a shout out to those guys that helped. PG is saying I'm terrible at betting everything but combat sports. Yeah, stick with what you know. Big Omega in the chat. Some solution hole in the Eastern Western Conference semifinals. Oof. I'm not following closely enough to give you a legitimate prediction there. But I will say the one thing that I have noticed about this season is that Phoenix Suns are actually doing well. And I didn't realize Chris Paul would make that big of a difference for them. What where's the Western Conference? Yeah, they're in second place behind Utah. Utah I expected to be like top four, not number one. Surprised Lakers are as low as they are, but I believe they're dealing with injuries, right? Yeah, it's so weird seeing the standings shake up and the other teams start to, take over. Like that's crazy. Like Phoenix Suns were always shit for the majority of when I remember, other than when Steve Nash was with like Sean Murray and Amari Stoudemire. I want to say Boris Diaw was there too. Man, that was my heyday in basketball. Even Steve Nash with the Mavericks, with Dirk Nowitzki, crazy fucking era. Yeah, that's why I like playing NBA 2K every now and then because they have that like you can go back and play this season's team. Love going down memory. Just think about a random player that you know wasn't that probably doesn't get spoken about more than 10 times a year. Um, like Rasto Nesterovic, former Raptors center. Um, if you guys were like NBA fans, late '90s, early 2000s, just throw some random names into the comments. I'd love to see them and just be like Eric Snow. Like what the fuck? Former, I believe he was a Philadelphia point guard. Kenyon Martin. Yeah, that's when I really enjoyed NBA, even though the Raptors were shit. And Chris Bosh almost gave us a little bit of hope. But yeah, shout out to the 2019 NBA champions, Raptors. Robot Chicken Wings, do you watch Snowfall? No, I have not heard of that. Please expand. Evo Steph, Leafs Suns game the weekend before last was wild. I can't really get into hockey as much. That's one where I was like, when Matt Sundin was doing the Leafs thing, that's when I was a big fan. The rivalries with Ottawa and Philadelphia. Then I hopped the fuck off. Then I was just like NBA until I found MMA, and then all MMA. MD is saying I'm betting the fucking house on Askarov when he gets a title shot. Them Russians built different. Yeah, you know what? He won me over in that Joseph Benavidez fight. He truly did. I didn't think he had a shot of winning that fight. So yeah, the kid's a beast. That's how you feel about you're saying the monetary method. God, I haven't heard that name in a while either. Chris Wilson max out a Roth IRA every year is a must. Mm-hmm. Beautiful for you and on your long-term goals. Yeah, sorry. Max out a Roth IRA every year is must. Please do expand on that. Again, I'm financially very questionable in terms of the knowledge that I have, and it's something that I want to learn so that I can eventually, invest in shit and take home a good amount of money. That's the goal. I feel you on your long-term goals. Yeah, you gotta have goals. The day you don't have goals, like what are you working towards? I mean, I want goals so that I can enjoy my life. Early morning weigh-ins are back. Yeah. Well, it's just because they're on the East Coast, right? It's been a long time since they've been on the East Coast since the beginning, right? Like I believe in May was the last time they were in. May of last year, they were in that five-star arena for about 3 events or 3 weeks. I don't recall. Killer G, it's all about passive income, different streams of income, or the financial freedom and compound interest. Yeah, I want to learn all about that. I need me a legit accountant up here in Toronto that can teach me that shit, and I can start to take advantage of that shit. Timothy Dover is saying, "Who's that lock of the night this week?" Fortunately, you got to go behind the Patreon wall for that, my man. Again, when I'm not on a 3-event winning streak or better, all my picks are free. But 9 straight winning events, it's just beyond the Patreon. Hence why I have that many people. I believe, not to mention the people that are supporting my work as well too. So, link is in the description below, my guy. Andre, do you think Rose has the power to KO Zhang? It does worry me a little bit, but everything that we've been seeing to this point, Zhang is durable as fuck. She can take a punch, and she's going to continue moving forward. I can see her landing a lot of nasty counters when Zhang blitzes. I think it's going to be Rose that's going to have to blitz and close the distance and get her shots off, and I think she's going to be met by counters by Zhang. I don't know. Seiji saying love leaves that. Dar Valdez, what kind of job did you leave, Locky? I worked in the music industry, but it was just like boring shit, like data entry, mechanical licenses type of stuff up here in Canada. That was all right, but like pay was shit. I was working in my dream industry, but unless you're a performer or a fucking, a bigwig, you're not really making that much in the music industry. Jordan Shipman into chat. What's going on, my guy? Ben Peak saying, "Get some rest, Lock. Appreciate your work." Yeah, I'm gonna probably get out of here in about 10 or so minutes. MD, after Pyotr Yan murders Aljo again, who's next in line? Pyotr Yan is just on another level from these other top 135ers. You are not telling any lies there, my friend. Corey Sandhagen's an interesting one. Obviously, the winner of Dillashaw and Sandhagen would have a solid argument. Like there's nobody really on the come up that I feel would be super threatening. Like Merab Dvalishvili really seems like he's threatening, but I feel like once he starts fighting those top 5 guys, those guys will probably knock him out. But he has a very intriguing style that nobody else in the division has. And there's nobody else that really stands out to me enough that makes me think that they'll defeat Purian unless Sandhagen or Dillashaw are able to. Good question. George Schick was saying, "Chat is popping tonight, Nick was said 3 minutes before. Yeah, that was trippy as fuck. Finesse God, which two you think score the best on DK out of Zhang, Usman, and Shevchenko? I think Usman and like Shevchenko, I consider taking a grappling approach, right? If she wanted to truly nullify the knockout threat from Jessica, like do what she did to Maya and Shevchenko and Chukagian. But I think Zhang could possibly finish her in the second round, or sorry, in the later rounds, fourth or fifth rounds. She's going to be landing a lot of significant strikes, but I'll ultimately have to go Usman and Shevchenko. But man, that's a tight one between Zhang and Shevchenko. Because if Shevchenko goes her grappling route, you're talking about control time and takedowns and significant strikes, like that type of approach. She'll score very heavily. Beautiful saying, maybe try having Collins. I was thinking about that. I like having this as like my me time almost, but maybe every now and then I'll have somebody else who's down to come on and we see what's up. Luke R is saying, popped on the Patreon, brother. I appreciate it, man. Means a lot. Hopefully you like the work that's going on over there. Ryan Anderson, MMA, a lot of the night, hardest working MMA dude there is. I appreciate it, my guy. Kikisk 520, gang, brother PTO. Praise the Lord. That's my Theo brother right there. I love it. Sonny G, the change of power, LeBron will still win though. Yeah, maybe. Luke R, do you follow any shout outs? So you got your Leafs up on. I don't. It just I'm a sports fan. I'm a Toronto sports fan, but I'm not following it pretty closely. I say you feel Mountaineer back when T-Mac was on the Rockets, the good old days. Yeah, T-Mac, Yao, obviously. Steve Francis, if you remember, Francis was on their team for a little bit. Shane Battier, Louis Scola. Like I could almost name the starting 5 on every team in that era. Almost. I used to know like the bench. I knew the assistant coaches. I knew everything. That's how into NBA I was for like years. And then I found MMA. I'm like, I like this better. David, I hit that like button, everyone. Locky and I, blessing our knowledge, like always. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do, David. That means a lot. Ricky Davis, Sonny G with the Ricky Davis Clippers, right? Like, well, he's been on a bunch of different teams, but holy fuck, I almost forgot about Ricky Davis. Let me Google that guy real quick. I just need to remember his face before I forget. I almost forgot about him. Ricky Davis, goddamn. Yeah, him and Quentin Richardson were like a little bit of a beasts or a little duo there on the Clippers when they had Marcus Camby as well. Yeah, he was on so many teams, yo. Apparently he's in the big three. I'm not surprised. Cleveland, Miami, Clippers, Timberwolves. Like this guy was on every fucking team. Boston. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I say a few months ago, Miles Dre basically invested all his fighting earnings into real estate. He's doing really well for himself right now. That's insane. I didn't know that. Has he fought recently? Is he like he fought Ben Henderson a little while ago? No. Let's see the last time he fought. He fought Georgi Karakhanyan in the COVID era, so he is still fighting a little bit. But that's dope. Oh, personal life. Jerry is known for investing in real estate and runs a YouTube channel where he talks about his experiences in MMA and investing. He has provided detailed breakdowns of the finances of fighters, including their revenue streams, direct pay, win bonus, locker room bonus, and sponsorships. Interesting. I might need to subscribe to his channel. That guy seems like he knows what he's talking about, which is weird to say for Jim Miles Jury, who reminds me of like a Franco brother, right? Doesn't he look like a Franco brother? Let me search this shit up. Miles Jury. He only has 36,000 followers or subscribers. His first pinned video, How I Became a Millionaire at 31 from fighting in the UFC. This guy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Oh, and he does fight breakdowns. Interesting. I might need to hit my guy Miles Jury up. All right. Good for Jury. But again, my thing is I don't want to have too much to do with it other than financially. I want somebody to take care of all that shit for me. I'll chip them off a little bit. Pay me every month. That's it. That's the extent I want to be involved with the real estate. Vinny G is saying, how about Sebastian Telfair? God damn. You are taking me back, my man. Sebastian Telfair, god damn. Gotta pull that man's up too. Yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah, he was on the Thunder. What was the team that he was killing it on though? Portland. He was pretty good on Portland. Oh yeah, he was on Toronto for a little bit. Totally forgot about that. God damn. Rasheed Wallace. Yeah, when he was on Portland. Zach Randolph. Jeez. Sebastian Telfair is that is insane. It feels weird coming out of my mouth. Luke R, may I ask about a fight? Do you think Anthony Smith is washed in this fight? I think he's been looking really good in his stand-up. He has not been looking good at all in his last couple fights, my man. Like, he got taken down in his last fight against Devin Clark, and then got subbed or got the submission pretty quickly. But before that, he's been getting grapple fucked hard. And Jimmy Crut's a solid grapple fucker. You know what I mean? So I think he can pull it off. But the concern here is if this fight gets late, Crut's cardio is really not that good. So that's what would have me worried if I'm back in Crute here. But I think he could possibly finish him earlier in this fight too. I'm all over the place in terms of how I want to predict that fight. I don't know if I'm taking him by decision or inside the distance, but I think Crute wins that fight. Lucar, I know he's been getting caught, but I do see improvements in his game. I personally, in those last two fights, I see no improvements. PG, as you said, let's see it. This is my 66-1 parlay. Usman like it, Shevchenko like it, Edwards like it, Chandler like it, Giga not so sure about, Benitez like it, Strickland like it, Loma like it, Palmer like it. Oh, and you have one right here. Katie Taylor versus Tasha Jones goes the distance. Not sure. I believe that's a female boxing fight, right? Anthony Smith, Crute over 1.5. I like it, but I think it's a little bit risky. And then Wiley and Rose over 2.5. Yeah, I like the majority of that parlay, man. Good luck. I'm gonna probably make a multi-event parlay very shortly and drop it on the Patreon. I have two that are live right now on the Patreon. I'm not sure how many people are able to, you know, tail it considering the amount of new people that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. But I have one cashing this, or hopefully cashing this weekend if the champions retain, and then next week I have one cashing if Strickland and Prohaska win, and those were all pre-tape. So I'm hoping after I'm done the tape, I'm still convinced that Prohaska's going to win. Timothy is saying Randy Brown money line or fight goes to decision better bet. I'd rather go with Brown money line. Some solution you should add Michael Conlon to that parlay. He's talking PG. Keenan Omer, basic big Austin Matthews guy. Nah, I don't. I know he's a good player, but that's really where it stops for me. You guys are talking about some boxing. I got nothing for boxing for you guys. So I'm pretty much caught up on the chat here. I think I'm going to call it a night. Do appreciate everybody checking out the shows. I'll see you guys bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern. We're going to do the live weigh-in chat. And then obviously 9 p.m. Eastern, do the ultimate weigh-in show. Me, Cody, Dan Levy, and Brett Apley. Should be a good one. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Make sure you guys hit that like on the way out of here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.